планирующим крылатым блоком.
In front of a massive video screen, Putin revealed several weapon systems. Among them, illustrations of a new ICBM, a new cruise missile, and a nuclear... missile and a nuclear torpedo that can cross oceans. The point of all of them, to dodge detection, evade missile defenses. And even if it was watched closely by defense experts the world over, and it surely was, the first audience was domestic. As Chris Brown tells us from Moscow, this is an election year.
To hear Vladimir Putin tell it, the cruise missile carried by this rocket is basically unstoppable. Flying at 20 times the speed of sound, it can zig and zag and deliver a nuclear warhead to any target in the world.
Система отличается способностью совершать.
It goes like a meteorite to its target, boasted Putin, like a fireball.
Нас никто не слушал.
Then, in reference to the United States pulling out of the anti-ballistic missile treaty, Putin added ominously, "They kept ignoring us, so listen to us now." It was a provocative Cold War-style threat, and the audience of lawmakers and business leaders loved it.
To the guardians of the Eastern Watchtower.
And I'm the High Priestess.
Blessed be the ancestors.
To be a witch is incredibly relevant in today's society.
Of New York.
Cyrus.
We kind of follow the tradition of the craft of the wise. We are witches.
Where for the very first time, members invited CBS2 to attend their services.
My thoughts can heal.
Lisa Stewart and her husband Anton are the founders of the church.
There are definitely more of us than you think.
It's estimated as many as 1 million people identify as being a witch in the U.S., with 20% of that population to be in New York.
We have people who are professionals of all kinds,
including a librarian, a computer scientist, a nurse, and a homemaker.
Very normal people are part of this religion.
In addition to practicing witchcraft, Dr. Davis Sprague, a former Methodist, is a practitioner of internal medicine. Joe Ladotti, a sculptor converted from Catholicism.
Not for flying.
This is a somber celebration marking the start of winter. In the Wiccan Church, Samhain is known as the Night of Souls, when witches honor their ancestors. And magic is simply the belief you can make anything happen.
It's kind of like a prayer.
When I tell people that I am a witch, I'm met sometimes with abject horror.
But this is based on old myths these modern-day witches now want to dispel.
It really is a beautiful way of life.
Bring forth your elemental power.
Osiris.
The Tsar Bomba remains the final word in total annihilation of an enemy target. Today, the Tsar Bomba is but a reminder of the Cold War arms race and the danger of an all-out nuclear war.
Of Russia's interference in America's elections continues to mount. The Russian president this morning used his annual State of the Union address to warn Washington against militarily messing with Russia, revealing a range of new weapons, threatening to turn tensions with Washington into a new Cold War that could get hot.
And Moscow trying to one-up each other with these nuclear weapons.
And then let's talk about the weapons themselves, because he seems to be quite proud of them. I read that he wants to have a naming contest throughout Russia to name these weapons. Are they as terrifying and ominous as Putin makes them out to be?
For many years, the Defense Department has been concerned about Russia's development. I mean, effectively, if you have a cruise missile that can fly low and fast, it cannot be hit by our missile defense systems, and our coastal cities, Boston, New York, Washington, are definitely at risk.
Jeremy Bash, thank you so much with the disturbing story this morning.
and is visible to the naked eye in the form of a brilliant flash of light, lasting from 1 to 10 seconds.
It emits all of this X radiation that's absorbed by the air around it. The outside of the air is burning. It's forming basically smog. The nitrogen and the oxygen are reacting, turns brown, and so the light coming out actually goes down until that burns off, and then it goes up again.
The heat from the infrared rays will set people and buildings on fire. The X-rays will irradiate those closest to the explosion.
The X-rays don't get very far. They're absorbed by the air. The air is then heated up by these X-rays to millions of degrees.
The immense heat expands the air around the point of impact, creating a spherical shock wave and winds that can reach hundreds of miles per hour.
Today it was unsurprised by Putin's claims. If he's really developing such weaponry, it said he's violating international treaties. And though the Pentagon today dismissed any current threat to the U.S.,
we're prepared and we're ready.
Same as the old arms race. Here we go. This is no bluff. Putin says he's not bluffing, and he's right. He can do this. There aren't many things that Russia can do well. Build big missiles and with large nuclear weapons on them that can destroy our country. They've had a lot of practice.
In other words, even Putin's intent ought not be ignored, nor the danger of a tit-for-tat buildup in the U.S. Consider Donald Trump's State of the Union address just a few weeks ago.
We must modernize and rebuild our nuclear arsenal, hopefully never having to use it, but making it so strong and so powerful that it will deter any acts of aggression.
On Trump's aspirations,
Putin is answering that, and he's answering it convincingly. Should we be freaked out? We should be freaked out.
It's the threat of